So I wasn't sure whether to make this episode 14, or just say bonus episode in the title, because for the second time in 2 seasons we have another crack at the JD Welsh Cup, and it's against the old enemy that is TNS, because of course it is. Hello and welcome back everybody to Unemployed to Legend, episode 14 with Swansea University. My name is Craig, and coming up in today's video we have the JD Welsh Cup final against TNS and also the season review straight after, as long as it appears straight after. And since you were last with me, we have finished the regular season. We played Barry in the Welsh Cup semi-final, which comfortably beat them. TNS, Newtown and Penobont were all beaten, so we beat TNS in a bit of a preview for the final, and it was an absolute battle, 5-3. And the only reason it was anywhere close for them was because in the second half they started bringing on some players who were actually match fit. They were playing all their reserves for some reason, I don't know why. But it does have me a little bit worried for the final that maybe there's a chance we don't win, because their players are still clearly just as good, if not better, than us. But that means the league table overall, we finished comfortably 19 points ahead of TNS. As an amateur team, that is excellent, excellent news. And before we get into the match, actually, it's probably worth noting, I've mentioned so many times that we are amateur status. Now, I had a look online because someone did mention in the comments a couple of episodes ago that Swansea Uni can't ever go semi-professional. And I think that has been confirmed by what I found online, which is a problem, because it means there's no long-term viability here, because we're never, ever, ever going to be able to buy players or pay players. So we can only go so far, and that includes in Europe. Now, we will still be around, of course, for the European adventure that's going to start in the summer after this episode. But once we do get knocked out of Europe, and that could happen very quickly, I expect us to get smashed anyway, we could be ending up looking for a new club in a new country, because I don't think I'll be going to another team in Wales. We've already won the Welsh Premier League, and if we win the cup here as well, that's Wales pretty much conquered. So we will get into that again after the match. After dropping that little bombshell, we do still have a match that needs to happen. So this is going to be the 11 that we're going to be sending out against TNS. Akers or Adegoke? You know what, I'm going to stick with Adegoke in goal, actually. Adegoke in goal with a back four: Shan, Jones, Aljafri and Pilkington. Shan, by the way, we're losing him in the summer regardless. He's going back to Slovenia, I believe. Oh, sorry, Slovakia. Yeah, Slovakia in First Division, so he's going to go back to them. It's a bit of a shame that he won't be around for Europe, but we'll see who we can get in the summer. Midfield of Perry, Fuster and Farr on the right wing. Harkin on left wing with Omilabu and Brown Sterling up front. Let's just swap those two around. That's fine. Omilabu is more of a goal scorer than Brown Sterling these days. I think Omilabu has 22 goals. And Brown Sterling has, I think he's got 24, but Omilabu is way more in form than Brown Sterling recently. I love this comment. This is just rubbing salt into the wounds. These fans have been fantastic for us. They're the ones who really pay your wages. What wages? You don't even get appearance money. Oh, that's terrible. That just rubs absolute salt into the wounds. There's no need for that. Right, I forgot to check whether we're actually playing this, but clearly we're not playing at a big stadium. This could be TNS's ground for all I know. At least it's an almost capacity crowd by the looks of it. That's a nice thing to see. Scant that actually ever happens in Wales, but it just looks like a generic League 2 ground, doesn't it? I think even Bournemouth would play a stadium like this. Sorry, Bournemouth, but your stadium is titchy. Right, we are getting the final started, and we've got both. I think both of us have our strongest lineups out this time compared to the league game. I mean, with the league game, we were, I think, 4-1 up, 4-0 up at half time. No, 4-1 up at half time. We went 5-1 up, and then they started coming back 5-2, 5-3. And there was Omilabu. You see what I mean? That he's been in form. Oh, sorry, did we just win a penalty there? Oh, Omilabu got taken out. I didn't even see that. He hit the post, and now he wins a penalty. Oh, and it's been saved. Oh, you could tell it's a big match. We seem to miss penalties in the big matches. I don't know why. A corner anyway, which has been cleared, but that was such a good chance to go 1-0 up very early on. But while this match is going on, I think it is worth considering the future of where this save is actually going to go, as that corner is headed over the bar. Like I said, if we can't go semi-professional or professional, oh, flip's sake. Charlie Farr, he's been in some good form recently as well. Leg injury, just as well it's the last game of the season. Ethan Hull is going to come on. That's not a change I wanted to make this early, but whatever, it is what it is. But yes, if we can't go semi-pro or fully professional, then we're going to have to look to see what other countries we could potentially go to. I don't really want to go to England yet, because I just think that is going to be kind of standard compared to what I've done in previous series. And like I said at the beginning of this whole series, way back in episode 1, I want to sample new countries and new leagues, just like Wales. Oh God, you're dancing! Good grief, I've not seen that one before. TNS have just taken the lead just before half time. Adegoke was nowhere near that. He didn't even dive. I don't care what he did at the end there. He didn't even dive. Right, we go in half-time 1-0 down in the Welsh Cup final. Right, opposition instructions completed. Hopefully that will do something for us. I didn't do that right at the very beginning. Omilabu with a corner right at the beginning of the half. And Al-Jafri heads it over again. He only ever does that off camera. He scores a lot of other times. We have another set piece here. Perry just whip this ball in and... oh, hits the post. I didn't realise he'd go long distance with that, and it is out for a corner. Very, very close to our own great free kick there. Omilabu with the corner here. Where's Nico Jones? I think that was him with the header, and it goes over anyway. Fantastic. We are getting chances though. None more so than that penalty, which I'm still upset about. There is Harkin, and he hits the post as well. That's 3 times in this match. Not gonna lie, I do want to win this trophy. Omilabu, oh my goodness, what is happening with him? Right, Shirley is going to come on, and he's going to swap with Brown Sterling. Those two do link up very well in attack. And Yorworth is going to come on for Nico Jones. Nico Jones is actually having a very bad game. And Fuster is going to come off for Reynolds. I think we have another couple of substitutions. I'm making them a little bit earlier than I normally would, but we need something a bit different. And they get a corner straight away. And that's probably the game right there. TNS. The problem is, as soon as their big players came on against us in the league, I figured they would be stronger than us in the final. I was worried after that game, even if we did beat them 5-3. I'd just rather have that result here and this result there. Invincible season be damned. Oh, we went unbeaten in the league. Actually, I forgot to mention that. Let's just berate them. I don't know whether to demand more or just berate them, because they've just been terrible today. There's not much more we can do, in all honesty. And I'll tell you what, Harkin is... oh, we're going to get 4. Oh, we made the substitution earlier, Charlie Farr. It's been a long season, all 32 games of the league. Maybe this is just one game too much for us, which is a bit of a shame. It's come at the last game of the season. Shan getting the ball down the left-hand side. It's the last time we're going to see him as well. He'll be gone at the beginning of July. Oh my God. Oh, the goalkeeping quality at this level. It's offside. But the goalkeeping quality at this level is horrendous. Oh, Brown Sterling was offside anyway. The initial ball. I mean, if he touched this, I feel like he touched that. That should have been onside in that case. That would have made for a great grandstand finish. I mean, any goal we score now is probably just going to be a consolation at this point. I just hate when we just keep lumping the ball. I've got it on a shorter passing instruction as well, which doesn't always quite go well because they just lump the ball long anyway. Hull plays it back to Reynolds. Whip it in, man. Pilkington. Someone just whip it in the area, I beg you, at this point. Reynolds. Jesus, what was that? Horrible. I'm just going to encourage. I know we've lost this anyway. It's a disappointment. This is 2 straight Welsh Cup finals that we're going to be losing. Or we have lost, more to the point. And that could actually be the last time we'll actually be in the final of this tournament. Because like I said, once we get knocked out of Europe next season, which could happen very quickly, we will, don't need to see this, we will be looking for a new job. New country. It's disappointing we didn't win considering we were on top. Yeah, we had a lot of chances. Omilabu had a stinker. That's a bit worrying. Oh, we saw it anyway. Oh, well done TNS, because we just destroyed you in the league. It's the one game of the year that we've actually lost against them, so whatever. We still got a good 6k out of it. I mean, speaking of the finances, we've got decent finances, not far off 100,000, but we still won't go semi-pro because they're part of the university system. I think it's just the university teams which can't go semi-pro, which is understandable, but it is disappointing. Yeah, he can have 3 weeks off, it's fine, because we got no more games now. And speaking of no more games, the next time we will be back, we're still going to do the season review in this episode anyway, but the next time we'll be back will be for the Champions League, in the first qualifying round in July. So we've got a very short transfer window to try and get some players in who might actually stand a chance of competing in Europe. I don't know how well that's going to go. Oh god, we're an amateur team going into Europe. Oh my god, we're going to be smashed. Okay, so we have the end of season review just to wrap up season 2 here in the Welsh Premier League. And as you can see, nice trophy. It looks like it's got wings. I mean, I know they're dragons, but they are wings of the dragon, obviously, but I like that trophy. First time I've ever seen it, and it's probably the last time we're ever going to win it if we move on. Oh, speaking of which, if we do move on, I'm going to try and make sure I actually have a logo pack. I haven't got it sorted yet. It will be done, hopefully, in time for the new season. So the new arrivals, there's been a fair few, and the best one, apparently, has been Chisom Afoka. I would have probably gone with Omilabu, personally, but Afoka, yeah, he's probably played more games than I would have probably liked him to. 21 appearances. He was swapping with Lee Harkin about half the season, so well done to him. Fat Harkin apparently is well down the list, even though he had a good average rating. Well done to him. Taylor Perry had a very good season overall. He only came about halfway through, so well done to him. 8 assists in the second half of the season. Truly very, very good quality. I'll be very surprised if he's not snapped up in the summer. The same with Nico Jones. And I think there's one more, maybe Lee Harkin as well. Could be snapped up in the summer, but overall the signings have been very, very good. Prince Adegoke apparently is the star transfer. First choice goalkeeper, 34 games. I think he's conceded about 26, 27 in the league overall, so less than a goal game. That's all I can ask for. As far as the season expectations went, we've got the Premier League involved this time. Yep, we only were supposed to achieve a top half finish. We won the whole league. Of course, that's an A+. If it was anything other, this game is just broken. Finished runners up in the Welsh Cup for the 2nd year in a row. Swansea Uni will win that one day, and we got knocked out early in the Nathaniel MG Cup by Penabonce. That was on penalties, so whatever. It wasn't the big cup, and it wasn't the one that paid a lot of money. We got 6k, remember, for losing in the final. Biggest win was 10-1 in the Welsh Cup against Carleon. Good God, we smashed them. Match to remember, beating TNS 3-1 away in the league. That was back in September. That was a massive result. And then beating TNS 5-3. Goal of the season was Perry. I remember that. That was a volley from outside the area, actually, not even the edge of the area. Was an absolute beauty. Finances wise, everything is up except sponsorship. It's about the same as last season. Broadcast revenue, because TNS games were all on TV. Corporate hospitality is barely anything. The competition prize money, good God, yeah. 15k for winning the league. And, what, 26, over 30k actually, for just getting to the final of the JD Welsh Cup. So, well done. That's excellent. They could achieve that almost every season, effectively. Matchday commercial is barely up anyway. We are 1 star. Oh, the club is 1 star now. Excellent. National reputation, 1 star. That's much more like it. We might be able to attract a few more players. Not much, because we can't pay them. And total merchandise sales is pathetically low. It's not even worth mentioning. So the best 11 for the whole season. Adegoke in goal. Back four, Shan, Aljafri, Jones, Pilkington, with Reynolds, Fewstone, Holt in the midfield. Afoka on the left wing. Omilabu and Brown Sterling up front. Yeah, Afoka, I get he was a very, very good player. I'm surprised Lee Harkin wasn't in there. Pilkington got worse towards the end of the season. That's why his rating was lower. It was a real Jekyll and Hyde season from him. First half, really good. Second half, he just fell off. So we'll probably need a new right back for the new season. Anyway, manager awards, I won Manager of the Month every month except for August, November. That's it. I won every other month. Good grief. That was a domination. Most clean sheets was Adegoke with 11. Seems pretty low, actually. Ryan Reynolds with 7 yellow cards, 1 red cards. Worst discipline. Makes sense. He is a ball winner at the end of the day. Most league appearances by player, Elliot Jones. Oh, it's still Elliot Jones. He's not even here anymore. Demario Brown-Sterling with 52 goals. I think that's overall, so that's a fair chunk in 2 seasons. Youngest player, Robin Dodds, of course, one of our own, 16 years, 29 days. And youngest goal scorer, Sonny Al-Jafri, 18 years old, 251 days. Nice. We've got a very young squad here, it has to be said. Fans player of the season and the young player of the season, Demario Brown-Sterling. Adegoke was signing the season. Gold season, Taylor Perry. And top goal scorer was Brown-Sterling. I said he wasn't as much of a goal scorer this season. It is a lower scoring goal return. But it's fine, 24 goals. The goals were shared out among everyone this season. Very, very good season overall. Yeah, we lost the cup final, but I would rather win the league and get into the Champions League because that's where the money is going to be. They're going to be a very, very rich amateur team next season. Right, so we are now going to do the summer, or say I'm going to be doing the summer transfers. In fact, let's just go through the club vision as well. What do they want next season? Be competitive in the Champions League. Ha ha! We're not going to be able to get anyone good in. And win the Welsh Premier League next season. We probably won't be here by that point. So you know what? It's absolutely fine. We'll just accept that. Attacking football, possession football, yeah, all that good stuff. That's the sort of thing I do anyway. At least there's nothing defensive in there. I won't be judged on that. Right, let's just discuss the plans. Retain the title next season. Good. That's actually very ambitious from the board. Very nice. Normally they just say, just finish top half. No, they just want us to win the title. Excellent. And be competitive in the Champions League, which is not going to happen. Right, 2 things before we head off for transfer window. Firstly, I've been doing my coaching badges. I've got the National B licence and I'm currently studying for the National A, which means my reputation is now a star and a half, which will hopefully mean when I apply for jobs after we get kicked out of Europe next season, whenever that is, it will hopefully be a little bit easier to actually go and find a job elsewhere. What's the current situation looking like anyway? Obviously there's barely anything. It's only the end of the season, or almost the end of the season for a lot of teams, so there'll be a lot more jobs hopefully available. But we'll see what happens. If we somehow get into a group stage of any European competition next season, we'll stick around for that and then leave towards the end of the season or at the end of next season. We'll see what happens. And secondly, as far as transfers go, well, I can only wait until, the 1st of July? Because that's when all the freebies are going to be coming onto the market. And from what I know of the qualifying rounds of the Champions League, they start around early, mid-July, so we haven't got that much time to actually get players in. So it's effectively trying to keep hold of all these players to make sure we have a squad for at least the Champions League qualifiers. So we'll see how that goes, and we will be back for those Champions League qualifiers in the next episode, as well as a roundup of all the transfer activity, whatever there's been so far. This is going to be a very interesting adventure. As an amateur team in Europe, how well are we going to fare? Or is it just going to be an absolute smashing? If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss the upcoming European adventure. In fact, how it's going to work, for each round of qualifying that we are in, there will be an episode each day next week. So we'll have the episodes of the Champions League on Friday, and if we make it through to, say, another Champions League qualifying round, or the Europa League that we drop into, that episode will be on Monday. And if we make it to another qualifying round, it'll be on Tuesday, etc., etc., until we either get knocked out or we get into a group stage. I should have explained earlier how that was going to work. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for the support on the series so far. Have yourself a great end to the week. Look after yourselves. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.